Myanmar's leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, has made her first visit to the conflict-battered northern state of Rakhine, a previously unannounced trip to a region that has been almost emptied of its Rohingya Muslim population fleeing army attacks. The Nobel laureate has been criticized by the international community for failing to speak up in defense of the Rohingya, a long-persecuted minority in majority Buddhist Myanmar. Accompanied by about 20 people traveling in 2 military helicopters, including army, police and state officials, Aung San Suu Kyi met remaining Rohingya residents, local media reported. Images posted on social media showed the leader speaking to villagers. Some 600,000 people have fled to Bangladesh in 2 months, carrying accounts of murder, rape and arson at the hands of Myanmar's security forces, who say they are responding to militant raids on the 25th of August. The UN says that crackdown is tantamount to ethnic cleansing, and pressure has mounted on Myanmar to provide security for the Rohingya and allow people to return home. The state councillor, her official title is now in Sitwe and will go to Mongda and Buthadong too. It will be a day trip, government spokesman Zahate told Agence France-Presse earlier on Thursday, mentioning 2 of the centers of the violence but without elaborating on her schedule. Chris Lewa, a Rohingya rights activist from the Arakan Project monitoring groups, said the leader stopped her car at one point to speak to locals. She only said 3 things to the people: they should live peacefully, the government is there to help them, and they should not quarrel among each other, Lewa said, citing a Rohingya religious leader who was present. The Rohingya are Muslims who live in majority Buddhist Myanmar. They are often described as the world's most persecuted minority. Nearly all of Myanmar's 1.1 million Rohingya live in the western coastal state of Rakhine. The government does not recognize them as citizens, effectively rendering them stateless. In 2012, deadly clashes with Buddhists in Rakhine caused 140,000 Rohingya to flee their homes. Many have since paid people smugglers to take them on dangerous sea voyages to Thailand, Malaysia and Indonesia, where they are often exploited. Extremist nationalist movements insist the group are illegal immigrants from Bangladesh, although the Rohingya say they are native to Rakhine state. Rights groups accuse Myanmar authorities of ethnic cleansing, systematically forcing Rohingya from the country through violence and persecution, a charge the government has denied. Thank you for your feedback. It was not clear if Aung San Suu Kyi would visit some of the more than 200 Rohingya villages torched by the army, allegedly aided by ethnic Rakhine Buddhist locals, or if she would be taken to see remaining Rohingya, who are living in fear and hunger surrounded by hostile neighbors. Thousands of others are believed to still be camped on a beach near Mongda awaiting boats to Bangladesh in increasingly parlous conditions. The Rohingya, widely hated by Myanmar's Buddhist population, are denied citizenship and dismissed as illegal Bengali immigrants by many government officials. For years, tens of thousands paid people smugglers to get them out of the country on dangerous sea voyages. But the current bloodshed has displaced the vast majority of the remaining population, many of them poor rice farmers. Life for Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh, many with bullet wounds and burns, is deteriorating inside makeshift and overcrowded camps amid funding shortfalls. Aid groups say the risk of significant outbreaks of disease is high. Christos Stylianides, the European Commissioner for Humanitarian Aid and Crisis Management, visited the camps this week and said the conditions were beyond imagination. The Rohingya are nothing less than every other human being in the world. This situation is, especially for the European Union and also for me personally, appalling, he was quoted as saying by the Dhaka Tribune after a 2-day visit. Aung San Suu Kyi has set up a committee tasked with repatriating Rohingya from Bangladesh, but aid workers fear the displaced may end up forcibly interned. On Wednesday, the Myanmar government spokesman, Zahate, accused Bangladesh of delaying the start of the repatriation process. Several observers have explained Aung San Suu Kyi's choice not to criticize the army as a means to avoid a backlash from generals who still hold significant power, controlling the interior and defense ministries. Businessman Zaza, who was formerly sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury for his ties to Myanmar's junta, was with her on the trip. Other analysts say the lady, as she is known, has made a political decision not to publicly support a minority that is despised by her electoral base. Aung San Suu Kyi has not suggested either theory is correct. She has defiantly backed the army, responding to international condemnations by saying no one can fully understand the situation of our country the way we do. Agence France-Presse and Reuters contributed to this report.